Positive sentences. Julie was sleeping. You were studying. John was writing. I was working. They were eating chocolate. Christopher was playing tennis. We were watching TV. He was using the internet. You were cooking lunch. We were traveling to London. He was cooking. They were studying last night. I was doing my homework at 8 o'clock. I was going to school when you saw me. You were sleeping at 6 a.m. She was working when I called. We were talking when the accident happened. You were shopping when I called you. She was eating dinner when we arrived. I was sitting in a hotel when you called. What were you doing when I called you last night? Chitra was watching a film. We were playing tennis when John hurt his ankle. He was taking a shower when the telephone rang. The sun was shining, the birds were singing. I was walking along the street when I met an old friend. He was living in Russia when the revolution started. At 7 p.m. yesterday, we were listening to music. He was sleeping when the doorbell rang. We were eating dinner at 8 p.m. last night. We were watching TV when we heard a loud noise. I was cleaning my house. At 10 a.m. yesterday I was sitting on a bus. They were having dinner when the police came to the door. I was walking along the road when I met an old friend. Children were singing carols and people were doing their Christmas shopping. When I called Julie, she was working. Negative sentences. Harrison was not walking in the garden. James was not talking to John. You were not playing cards. Dr. Abraham was not reading in his room. Mary and her brother were not eating in the dining room. Sumathi was not drinking coffee in the library. The maid was not cleaning the rooms. I was not listening to music. The dogs were not playing outside. He was not exercising enough. It was not snowing. We were not leaving when you called. I was not staying in a hotel. They were not talking. I was not crying. She was not sleeping at midnight. You were not reading. He was not watching a film at 3 p.m. David was not sleeping when I arrived, he was studying. Wilson was not working in the garden at 8 p.m. last night. Yes or no type questions. Was she playing cards? Was I working? Were you sleeping when I got home? Was it raining at lunchtime? Were you making dinner? Were they drinking coffee when you arrived? Were we making too much noise? Was I talking too much? Was he living in Tokyo? Was it raining? Was Steve dancing? Was Mary drinking coffee? Was Johnson talking to the students? Was Julie putting on makeup? Were you cooking? Was Sonia playing guitar? Were James and John reading? Was Robert sitting in the corner? WH questions. When were you sleeping? Where were you staying? Why was he studying on a Saturday night? Where were you going when I met you? What were you doing? Why was she running? Where was it raining? Where were you going? Who were you meeting? What were you eating? What were you drinking? Why was John smoking? Who were you talking to? What were they doing at 9 p.m. last night? When I walked into the room, everyone was working. Why were you standing on a chair when I came into the room? Why were you crying when I arrived? What were you doing at 3 p.m. yesterday?